Jordan, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Can you guys put on your cameras, your video? Great. This is a great hour for snack time for dinner. I'm going to dinner after this, I said. I have my whole menu set out. Okay. So, Catherine, is it tasty?
Things are coming in
You what?
for them.
Oh, okay. How is it? Okay, good. That's the beauty of being online. You know, you say you can't bring in food into the classroom. Here you can bring in food. Those are one of the advantages. Okay. So I think we have everybody. Okay, Catherine, and then Jet. Is that am I pronouncing it right? And then Greta and Negev, or how do I pronounce your name? Good. All right. Like the desert, right? Okay, good. Okay, Negev, what is your major? Accounting. And why did you choose accounting? And you always continue. And what year are you? Freshman. Okay. And Lasha, how am I pronouncing your name? I'm butchering it. Can you tell me how to pronounce your name?
It's
Lhasa. Okay, that's a very pretty name, Lhasa. And Lhasa, and what is your major? Legal studies. And you want to go to law school? Lhasa. That's the, and what do you want to specialize in? Corporate, okay. And have you used any AI, like Gen AI or Chat GPT? Have you done any of that? Lhasa. No, okay. And Jordan, what is your major? Undeclared. I like that. This way you can choose. You know what I mean? Why put a label and figure out what you want to do? Okay, great. And Jet, what is your major? Your what? Economics. Okay. And Greta? Okay. And what do you have you taken any global business yet? Why did you choose? Yeah, that fits really great. And are you fluent in Spanish? Okay, so you'll get by being minoring it, you'll get to be. That's the goal. In Miami, it's and where are you from originally? Boulder, Colorado. Wow, I haven't seen too many. You have a lot of. I haven't seen too many people from Colorado, Boulder coming here. Right, right, right. Well, they're so different, I mean, the landscape, but they're still kind of like magnificent in their own ways if you think about it. That, yeah, best of both worlds, right? You know what I love Colorado is in the summer. I just and it's so delightful. I mean, I feel sometimes we used to have a dean, and he used to have a house there, and he invited just a few faculty out to his house in Aspen, and I really felt like I was in heaven, in the summer. It's magnificent. Okay, great. Okay, and Ryan, what is your major? Business undeclared. So, okay, we can have some matching here. Jordan, so you got an undeclared. And Greg, what's your major? But see, we got them all in a row, okay? That you sat yourselves right there. And Amory, How do you pronounce your first name? Amiri. Amiri, okay. And what is your major, Amiri? Accounting and finance. You know, this semester I'm finding a lot more accounting students. How did you pick the accounting and finance? Did your advisor tell you, or you kind of on your own? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay. That's yeah, definitely that's the soul of the business, right? If you don't have if you're not profitable, you can't continue very long, right? No matter how much you sell, right? And Soren, that am I pronouncing it correctly? Okay, and what is your major? Oh, okay. So you kind of like combined a number of people. And Lania, how do I pronounce your first name? Linnea. Okay, and what is your major? Undeclared. Okay, so that's good. And Caitlin? Okay, so we gotta go. Maybe this will help you decide some of the things that we do together here. We're gonna be doing quite a bit of looking at how AI can help businesses, how it can be promoted. So we'll be doing that. Maybe you can ask AI to help you. Basically, get a chatbot to help you figure out this is what I like to do. So what should I major in? That'll be we're gonna be doing chatbots, voice chatbots, incorporating it into our websites, our businesses. And Will, what are you majoring in? Finance, okay. And Levi, is that how you pronounce your name? Okay. What is your economics? Okay. And Finley, am I pronouncing it right? Okay. And Finley, are you on a phone? No, I know the fact of the traffic in Miami is worse. So you got to plan it out. Even be even somewhere else, because the beauty here is you don't have to be on campus. Find a place. That's how sometimes I am. I'm in traffic and I say, how am I going to get to class? And I said, what do I worry about? I'm online. I can be anywhere in the world and get online. So if you can do that, and I'll tell you there's a number of reasons because we'll be doing a number of things on the computer. But for now, at least one thing extra, that you showed up, no matter which way you can do. Good. And Eric, how do you pronounce your first name? Eric. Okay. And what is your major? Accounting and finance. Seems like that's kind of like the new double major. And Colin, is that right? Am I pronouncing your name right? Business on the side. We gotta, and that's even better because then maybe we can decide. I'm telling you, we'll create some chatbots, putting in your own information and asking those voice chatbots how what do you think I should major in? Help me decide. Or maybe keep me undeclared for the rest of my life. That's okay too. Nobody says that you have to. Okay, and Quinn, business on the side. Wow. It's like the 6:30 slide. This is I taught classes before this and I didn't have, maybe I had one undecided. So I guess 6:30 gives you the idea, hey, let me get the undecideds. Okay, great. And Ellie, marketing. Okay, good. And Luana, how do you pronounce your name? Okay. Legal studies and accounting. And you want to go to law school? Okay. Accounting and law school in court. And you want to do what specialty? They're both good. Into the IP is really good, but yeah, it'd be good in IP to have more scientific. You can be like a patent attorney. You need a scientific undergraduate. But I really think in those areas, really AI, in terms of IP, you know, can really help. Okay, and Sam, what is your major? You're minoring in what? Real estate. Yeah, that's big in Miami. Was that an idea of real estate because of Miami or what? Okay, great. And Max? Finance and real estate. See how it goes together. And Michelle? Okay, that's interesting. And why did you choose that? Yeah, so that's perfect. It's perfect. And now when you think about AI and all the things that are helping in healthcare, right? And the telehealth, the idea that machine learning that can find patterns, for instance, in radiology, pathology, it really, I think it's going to be really big. And looking at the business side. Okay. And Colette, how do you pronounce your first name? Colette? Okay, and Colette, can you do me a favor and rename yourself with your last name as well? Okay. And Vanessa, what is your major? Finance. Okay. And Max? Do I have two Maxes or one? Okay. And Max, what? Accounting. Wow. This accounting used to be dying in the business school. There were no accounting majors, and now all of a sudden they're springing up. Okay. And Tony, what's your major? Wow. And why entrepreneurship, Tony? Okay. Okay. You haven't done the business, but okay. And sustainability, I didn't even know. Yeah, that's new, that sustainability. And Ava, is it Ava or Ava? Ava, marketing. And Olivia? Okay. And Luke, as we mentioned before, you we need to be on a computer next time if you'll be staying with us. Okay. Yep. Marketing. Okay. Just to let you know. And Juan Manuel, do you have a Okay, a lot of times the Wi-Fi has issues, right? That we're having issues with the Wi-Fi. So we go in and out. You'll see sometimes myself that have issues with the Wi-Fi. And maybe you can let me know who's had, and you can even just raise your hand, who's had, you feel, experience with AI? Raise your hand. Okay. And Greta, what have you done with AI? You were, and what product were you using when you were doing the internship? Or you just saw? Okay. And what about you, Jet? Oh, grocery store. Okay. Uh-huh. And does anybody ever use it to study for exams? To create questions, to study, to summarize? Anybody ever use Google's Notebook? Notebook LM? Okay, we'll look at that as well. It's basically we can even maybe even next week we can start using it. You can even just look at you can just try to find it out is Notebook LM by Google, and you can create study guides. I'll talk about it later on. Okay, that we can do it. Okay, so let's get started, and I'll let you know what this course is about, and then you can decide whether you want to stay with me. It's kind of like a difficult hour in the way that it starts at 6:35. It's like in between, wanting to go eat and getting out of classes and having traffic and things like that. So you'll see whether it fits. I know that the other sections have some openings there, so if things fit better. Also, the idea of being online, a lot of people don't have it. And Zara said that she's having problems with joining late because of tech problems. We have tech problems all the time, Zara. And if anyone, we should call this class tech problems, tech issues, and how to overcome them. That's basically what I say. So let me show you what the class is going to be like. Today is like the trailer. You ever seen those trailers of movies? And it's basically, they tried to show it. I'm going to show you the real stuff. I'm not going to try to just pick out the good pieces. I'm going to just show you, the actual, what the class is going to be like. And then you can, the beauty here, it's not even my undeclared. The beauty here is you can decide, is this for you? And I have a unique style and I'm doing unique things here. So the first thing I'm going to do is every class, and Luke and Juan, hopefully you can share your screen. One of the things that's required of this class is every time to come on time, and as much as possible, right? We all have issues. I have issues too with tech, Wi-Fi, getting online, but is that we all have a web camera, that we can see each other well, that you're positioned right in the middle, that it's not like the chin, even Soren, right? You want to be showing it, and everybody to see your face completely, and that your name tag has both your first name and your last name, that we have it said, and that in a way you'll see that we want to look professional in a way. We don't have to be with the suit and tie and all the things, but looking alert, and I'll show you why. So the first thing is I record all my sessions. Where other people say, I don't want recordings, I record all my sessions. And what I do is I use the technology as a sense. So I'm going to record, and in Zoom, you can record, as a number of you know, and they give you two options in Zoom. This is using Zoom Workplace, where the University of Miami has subscribed as an educational institution to get a higher end of Zoom. So we will be using Zoom not only to record, but to learn about Zoom, all the back end of Zoom, and you will be using all the features of Zoom. All your projects will also be supplemented with Zoom. You'll be hosting, co-hosting, you'll be spotlighting, and we'll even have some assignments. So Zoom itself gives you two options. It record to this computer or record to the cloud. So Greta, I'm always going to be asking people questions in this class. I'll be picking on people, either randomly or intentionally. And if you don't like that, this is not the class for you. But I'll be asking that. And in other classes, Greta, they say, I don't want you to use the computer. I don't want you to use your phone. I don't want you to use Google. I don't want you to use chatbot. In my class, it's the exact opposite. You understand, Greta? I want you to use your phone. I want you to use your computer. I want you to use any AI that you possibly can use, but focused on this class. So it's not just, I'm going to do my Instagram, I'm going to go text my friends, but it has to be focused on this, but I want you to use all of it. When I even call on people, and of course we don't know all the terms, of course we don't know this information, what do I want you to do, Greta, is look it up in any way you can. So when you're asking, and when I ask a question to the whole class, I want to see that everybody, basically, that's what they're going to do. So not only when she calls on me, that I don't want to look like I don't know, which is okay, but I want to know for myself, right, Greta? You want to be able to have this well. So I have two choices, Greta. It says record to this computer and record to the cloud from Zoom. So number one, what I'm going to always ask somebody is, what does that mean? And number two is, who cares? What is it going to affect us in any way, right? So recording, I'll start off. Recording to this computer means this recording will be saved on my specific laptop. You don't have, Greta, you don't have access to my laptop, but it's good for me many times to have it saved there because what? I don't have internet access, which I have many times. I'm on a plane or whatever, or, the internet goes down. I can still have recording and I can get access. Record to the cloud means what, do you think then, Greta? And what does it mean going into the cloud? We all use that, right? We've all heard it, and it's almost like the back of my hand, the cloud, but what does that really mean? That means that via a browser, you can gain access to it. So Zoom has their own servers, their own computers, and they store it, they process it, they get from voice to text. And good that you remind me, I want to have captioning. So I want it to be in English. Though, have you seen these now? You can do really. Has anybody have Meta glasses? Anybody tried it? Any of the smart glasses? Basically, you can be Greta. I can be speaking, right? And let's say I don't know Spanish, and it will translate. You can speak in Spanish and simultaneously. I don't need an interpreter. It will, do that. Also, I was at a conference, I can wear glasses, and then basically as you're speaking Spanish, it is then appearing in my glasses as English, as we can do it. So basically I want to do my captioning in English, right? And then I want to be able to show my captioning and save. So I have my closed captioning on. So I'm going to record in this way. What I want to make sure that I'm doing is I want to record every time, and you'll remind me, to the cloud. And what did you see? Negative. What did you see? Did you see anything in your computer when I started recording? What did it say? Got it. Anybody see before got it what it said? And did you see what it said before it got it? Jeff, did you see what it said before? Got it? Jeff Proctor. Did you see a flashing permission that you said that where it said got it? Okay, and why did it even flash something? Why did Zoom flash? And why did they care to show that it's recording? What? Olivia, why do you think it showed? You have the permission, right? That basically I'm recording, and basically you don't want to be in a situation. I was in Dr. Rush's class. I didn't even know she was recording me. I didn't give her permission. So that God gave me permission. So one of the things, Olivia, if you don't want to be recorded, you know that in this class you will be. So I record and I make one recording. This recording is for basically all my students that are registered, right? Via Blackboard, they go to the link and they see it. Everybody got that? Now, what I also want to do is I want to record outside of Blackboard. Anybody have any ideas how I can record? And raise your hand, how I can record outside of Blackboard. Because that will be just used for people that are in my class. I want maybe others in the world to see it, this class. Any idea? I'm in Zoom. It has the opportunity within Zoom to live stream on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, or a custom live streaming service. Has anyone ever streamed live to YouTube? Soren, have you ever streamed live to YouTube? Okay. Okay. Have you ever posted? Do you have a YouTube channel? Maybe. Okay. So I'm going to stream live to YouTube, and everything that I'm doing, I'll have you do as well. So everybody's going to have a YouTube channel. Everybody's going to stream live. So I'm going to go live to YouTube. I'm going to go to my account, and I have a special channel to go live, and Zoom then connects to YouTube within Zoom, preparing to live stream this meeting. So Zoom, you remember, has its own server, Jordan, and YouTube has its own server. And let me do this. Let me share my screen. Let me move this up a little bit. And in this case, Olivia, what do you see? Yeah, so notice that you see me in the corner here. You see me in the corner, and you see me on this side. You see me live. So if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in my corner there, do you see yourself now, Olivia, in the corner, and then you see me? It's what? It's delayed. Why is it delayed in this case? Why do you think, Olivia, it's delayed? Yeah, so from Zoom to YouTube, so it's delayed. Does it matter to us? That's the question, Greta. If somebody's viewing this outside, does it really matter that they're seeing our class a minute later? It really doesn't have that much effect, right, Greta? But just think then, Negev, if I were trading real time and I wanted somebody to follow me real time, and I said, now let's invest in Mobileye. You know that company, Negev? Okay, it's an Israeli company that does autonomous vehicles. They were the largest exit at their time from Israel of Mobileye, and they do autonomous vehicles. And basically, let's say we wanted to invest in it, and let's say 20 seconds later, high frequency trading, we wanted to sell it. Would it matter? And somebody was following us on YouTube via Zoom, it would matter. So we basically have to see it. So note that my recordings not only will be on Blackboard, will be on YouTube as well. And Greta, what I would like to do then is that'll be some of the assignments to create that, and you'll have then your YouTube channel via Zoom. So you could do, let's say for branding, right? You could do a Zoom webinar and then have it also on YouTube. Some people could join you on Zoom, but Zoom only allows certain people that you could have up to, let's say, 50 on a page. The leftovers, almost like going to another room, can see it on YouTube. It's kind of like ideas that we have. So we stop sharing there. So I know that I'm recording. I know that I'm on YouTube. I'm also going to record on my premises using something called Loom and using MSN Recorder. And what I want to gather with you is to look at the course syllabus, look at all the things that we have to do, look at the next assignment to see where we're going to do it. So the first thing I want to do is I want to share my screen. I'm going to go to my entire screen and share. And you guys are seeing it. And then I want to move this around. This I can move down. I'm going now. Greta, do you see what I have here? I have my Zoom meetings. This is how you did it. The announcements. Did you view the announcements? We have a I have 2 teaching assistants. This semester I have Daniel Flores, who's my lead teaching assistant, and this is his email. And then I have a second teaching assistant named Sebastian Hernandez, and this is his email. And what I do in my classes is I have my students that are former students be my teaching assistants. And my present students, we have 1 or 2 present students that are what we call teaching assistants in training, that basically help out, sometimes get the assignments a bit earlier, and if they have time, they do that, and then they can help other students. And if they like that, then the following semester, they can be teaching assistants, a paid teaching assistant. And what I find is my conscientious students really like that. They like it to put on their resume, plus they like to get involved, and they are even able to learn more. So I have that as my teaching assistants in training. So these are my 2 teaching assistants. At the end of, and then I have my syllabus. So everybody, you can click on the course syllabus. And in the course syllabus, I'm going to click on this PDF. And on this PDF, you can see there that this is me, Dr. Sarah Rushanik. My office hours are remote. My office hours are remote. My after this class, I tend to end the class early. I have office hours on Mondays and Wednesdays. This is our Zoom link anyways. If you cannot make it for some reason or need to speak to me, either you can send me an email and we can discuss it via email, or if you need to have a Zoom conversation, we can do it by appointment. The best way to reach me is by this email, my miami.edu email. And in the subject line, if you send me one, make sure you put BTE 210 and the section. So you can put in the section that you are in, which is K, or you can even put 635 that we begin. A laptop, as I mentioned, some people were not able to get a laptop today. They were stuck in traffic, but a laptop with a camera and internet connection is required. The book we're going to be using is Introduction to Information Systems, the 10th edition. And our course covers an array of topics in information systems, including security, data security. You'll see here AI tools. We'll be creating websites. We'll be creating chatbots. We'll be creating conversational chatbots with our own information. We'll be covering teleconferencing, recording systems. We may go into algorithmic automated trading systems and software, AI, what you call machine learning, big data analytics, and IoT, which is Internet of Things. The course website we'll talk about. I expect all the students to follow the honor code. Your participation in class is required. I call on students, besides just raising your hand, I call on students randomly. Attendance will be part of the grade, and this just talks about when are excuses available. One of the advantages that we have, most of our classes will be in person, so even if you are contagious, you're not going to, I'm not going to be catching anything from you. But if you're having like a bad day and you're not feeling well, I'll give you permission, just ask, I'll give you permission not to show your screen video so you don't show your face. A lot of times when you're not feeling well, you just want to sit and listen. That's fine. Tell me that, and I will not also call on you. It's just when you're sick that you have that opportunity. Okay, and here are things about grade band policy, the peer review. We will be doing some projects in a group, and what I expect is that everyone participate, and when they're assigned assignments, meetings, and so forth, that they participate. I have peer review, and if you don't participate, you will be penalized for it. Exam rescheduling, exams will not be rescheduled. We'll talk about that. The exam policy, behavior, of course, class recording. I told you I'm recording in all different ways. So this is the bottom line. How do I grade? Everybody, even though you say I'm interested in the topic, it's great. Everybody's concerned about their grades. I must admit, nobody wants a lower grade. Everybody wants that A. And just because you say, I worked hard, that does not mean much. What you need to do is get the job done. So the one thing we do, and you need to make sure that you understand that, is we have 2 exams. They are both in person. That means they are in the School of Business physically. I will give you the dates. If you cannot make those dates, you cannot be in this class. The final project is worth 25%, and I'll have a number of assignments. Many of them are individual assignments. They will be 25%, and that's kind of like hands-on. A lot of the assignments are really hands-on assignments. Some of the things I've already discussed with you. Participation, quizzes, and attendance, how well you participate. I'll ask people in this case to be moderating the sessions, checking the chats here to let me know. It's difficult sometimes for me to lecture and not have those chats. And then we have, in this case, you can see here the planned subject area. We're in the first week. It's the intro course and reading chapter 1, taking the quizzes. I'll go over that with you on how to take the quizzes. Next week, we have no class. We have Martin Luther King Day, so there's no class. So our next exam, our next assignment will be due next Wednesday. You can see the topics that we're going to discuss, the assignments. I'll be giving you the assignments each week until you see in exam week 8, everyone put this in your calendar, March 3rd. So if you put this in your calendar here, March 3rd, exam 1 is in person in the Jenkins building, the School of Business, in 204 Computer Lab. You will be taking the exam on the School of Business's computers, but you will be bringing your laptops for backup because guess what? We have technical difficulties and we just don't want to be stuck there. The exams are 2 parts. One is through the readings, multiple choice, true, false. And the second part will be short essays of 2 questions. In advance, I will give you 4 to 5 possible questions I could ask, and I will choose 2 of them. I like to do it that way so you won't have any surprises. There's so much information here, it's hard to keep up with all this technology that it's not fair to just have 2 questions that you have no clue what they could be about. So you can prepare for that. The following week is spring break of March 10th and the 13th. We will not have class, and we will return on March 17th. And even on the week of after the exam, on March 5th, we'll start our final projects. And our final projects will be AI and Gen AI consultants in a particular field. So it could be in the legal field, it could be in real estate, it can be in healthcare, it can be in therapy, a number of different ways, and we'll talk about that. That'll be in a group project. Every week, we will, from then on, in the second part, every week we will do parts of the projects, and I will be reviewing it with you rather than leaving it to the end where you're trying to scatter around and finish it. So it's better we go step by step in a more methodical manner. We'll be covering the cloud, you see. We'll be covering artificial intelligence, enterprise resource planning, business analytics. And in week 14th, along with our projects, we'll be doing exam review, and we will have our second exam on April 21st. So put in your calendar and see if you have any conflicts. If you have conflicts, you have to rearrange your conflict or not take this class, and it will be required to take that exam. The last day of class is already on April 28th. You will be doing your presentation with your group. You will be presenting to me. I will be giving you feedback, and it'll be a shortened version. It's almost going to be like startups thinking about you're giving your presentation to possible investors. And once I give you feedback, then you can make improvements, and the time of the final project, the upload of that will be due the time of when your final exam is scheduled. In this case, you will, when you're going to be submitting it, you'll be also submitting a Zoom. You'll be recording with your group your presentation, and guess what? You'll be recording it to the cloud, not on your computer, because I need to see it and others can see it, and then you can have an entire portfolio which you can share afterwards. So what I like about this class is, honestly, nobody cares what you got on your exam. If you got a 90, you got 100, you got 50, what people are really going to say is, what can you do for me? And what skills do you have? So then from this class, you'll have an entire portfolio of what skills, in terms of, you'll have a website, you'll have chat bots, you'll have podcasts. We'll do podcasts as well. You'll be joining podcasts, and that is what you have. Okay? Next. So everybody understand the syllabus. The next part is this part, which is what's due. This is key. Everybody pay attention to what's due. And let me just, in this case, this is hidden. So let me just take this off so I'm like you. So the what due is assignment 1, due Wednesday, January 22nd, where you sign up for Wiley Plus Online. The readings are from Chapter 1, Introduction to Information Systems, for next Wednesday. You'll do the adaptive assignments for Chapter 1, and then you'll take the quizzes for Chapter 1. And then what I want you also to do is register for the New York Times and Wall Street Journal for free. So in this case, is if I look at this part, you see down below in the libraries, you can get these publications for free. These are paywalls, that normally you have to pay, but the university has subscribed to these publications and allows all their staff, faculty, and students to register. So you have The Economist, you have the Financial Times, New York Times, and the Wall Street. They're probably, if I were you, I'd probably take all of those of The Economist, Financial Times, New York Times, and Wall Street. But I'm going to focus this semester on the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal. And in the Wall Street Journal, you can basically, I can even log into the Wall Street Journal because I'm here. And what I like to do in the Wall Street Journal Greg, is when I have, you see tech here, Greg Peltz? I see tech. What I like to do in the tech is I like to look at what's happening in the AI area. And here there are, of course, there's a number of ads, but especially I like here Zuckerberg, their tech media, Oracle. You can see kind of like their faces and all this, but in the section of artificial intelligence. So you can see, which is nice, in the artificial intelligence, for instance, why cost avoidance became an AI buzzword for holding down headcount. So basically, all my accounting majors, all my finance majors, this is an interesting article. The term helps business technology leaders justify the high cost of artificial intelligence. And basically, I'd like you to read that. It's popping, cost avoidance now popping up during board meetings and talks with chief executives and chief financial officers. See my CFOs and my CEOs, because it conveys AI can help control spending on staff. Is that the only reason? Just on spending, we'll see. But I'd like you to, look at that as well. So you can see then where you have it when it comes to be that is in the what's due section. That is essence. So when you say, I'm not sure what, she spoke so much, I'm not sure what's due next week, just go to what's due. And then under the what's due section, you should see Wiley Reading and Adaptive. And under Wiley Reading and Adaptive, you have Wiley Plus courses. But what you want to do is you want to go to the first folder. If you have issues taking the adaptive assignment, try using the Chrome browser rather than Safari and Firefox. What happens? Wiley has their own server. Just like Zoom has their own server, Wiley has their own server, and Wiley's software is not as stable as Zoom's. So sometimes you'll get error messages. What's important is to document those error messages, and then if you've used Safari or Firefox, try doing the same assignment using Chrome. If you have any issues, feel free to use another browser, and if the issue persists, you can contact Wiley support via text at this number. Now, for next week and every week afterwards, you will have another chapter folder. You'll click on a chapter folder, and then you'll see overview of computer-based systems, how does IT impact, the importance. So if I, for instance, clicked on overview, I should then get the book, Information Systems, and these texts, you figure out how best you learn. I don't care. You figure out, but it talks about what's the difference between data, information, and knowledge, how they're connected, And then, of course, I'm gonna always ask you, who cares? What is information? What's knowledge? You have some examples. You'll read through this. And then what you're required in terms of grading for your homeworks is taking Chapter 1, Information Systems Adaptive, 10th edition. And notice, what is my role? I'm the instructor. I'm going to have a different view than you do. You're the student. So what do I have? I have students here, but each of you, your need to know is not what other students are doing, what you're doing. My need to know is I should know what all my students here have done, and I know that 8 students have signed up for this. So if I wanted to know which students have signed up, I go to students. And I see that Sky, Lania, Kamala, Max, Greta, Sebastian, who is my TA, he signed up, Will, and Lassa. So I know already they haven't started, but now they can start. That is my view. So I see, for instance, that Greta signed up. So if I close this, every time I do this, this is in Chapter 1, System Adaptive. This is what you need to do. The other thing that you need to do, and let me just stop here for a second. So Greta, I see that you signed up, right? So can you share your screen?
Yeah.
Because why do I want you to share your screen? Because I shared my screen. What do I need you to share your screen? Why? Because you have a different role than I do, right? You're a student role. I didn't see the questions, right? I saw what everybody has done before. So in this case, this is what we've done. And Catherine, can you do me a favor before Greta shares? Can you moderate the chat and look at the chat, what people are doing in the chat, and see if I need to address anything? And then let me know. And remind me, Catherine, in the beginning of each of our section, I'll have 2 people volunteer to moderate the chat. It's kind of participation, and then when people do it, I don't have to look at the chat. You can let me know what's happening. So Greta, so you understand why I want you to share, because you're in the student role. So you share. Okay, so we see her screen. Okay, let's go back to the first part. Let's go back even to, so everybody can see, go to Wiley, reading, and adaptive on the left-hand side. You see that? Wiley reading. You have the Wiley Plus course. And how did you get this? Did you have to do anything to see this? Or it just came up?
For this specific screen.
Yeah.
Just in Blackboard. But for the Wiley Plus, I just went in and backside.
You signed up for it. And how did you sign up? Okay. Okay, or another way to do it, let me just interrupt you, Greta. You can just click on any of these chapters and it'll ask you to sign up. Rather than even going to the thing, if you have Chapter 1, Introduction to Information System, you can click on it and then it will ask you. What I say is you also can do 14-day trial. So if you're not even sure you want to be in this class or you want to try it out, you can do the 14-day trial. And then after the 14 days have passed, if you're still in this class, you can then purchase it as well. Also, if you're part of the course pack, I think you get it anyways. So now go to chapter 1. And in chapter 1, if you want to read any of the chapters, let's go to 1.3, for instance. And you should see, coming up, you should see the test, right? The learning objectives. Scroll down a little bit so you can see. So these are chapters just like any other one, IT entire industries as well. Okay, so get out of that and go back to where we were. And the last thing is you should then go to the bottom where you see adaptive quiz. Okay, so go to adaptive, not that one. Hold on, go back. Where it says here, yeah, adaptive assignment. An adaptive assignment, then you'll see right on the top, you see where it says estimated 16 out of 26 questions? Why does it have 16 to 26? It's because it's adaptive. It means, Greta, you may get 17 questions, and Negev, he may get then 20 questions. It just depends how you answered the questions. It's adapting to how you respond to the questions. And it shows your progress is 0. And notice your role here, your need to know, is just about Greta. It's not about Dr. Rush. It's not about all the other students, right? You have no business following Catherine and how she's doing, right? Unless you're her supervisor. So it's all about you. And then go down a bit. And then practice assignment. Go down. And then you see on the very top, then start assignment. And then you click on that and you'll go through and how long it does. And that's what you need to do. It doesn't take long, but just what I want to do is make sure everybody understands that assignment. That's why I'm spending more time on it. Any questions? Catherine, any questions that I need to deal with in the chat? Okay, perfect. Do you have any questions, Catherine? Okay, perfect. So now let's go back to Blackboard. Okay, and under Blackboard, you'll see the next thing says quizzes. Click on quizzes. Remember, you need adaptive, widely reading and adaptive. So click on quizzes to the left. And what do you see? No, not on that. Exit out of this. Yeah, where it says quizzes. What do you see? Nothing. So stop sharing and I'll share. So everybody clear? Okay? Soren, we're okay? How's it going? Thumbs up? Oh, good. Great. Now what I want to do is I want to share my version. What role am I? I am the instructor version. And doing the instructor version, right? When I share the instructor version, I'm going to quizzes. And under quizzes, you see it's blank. And do you see in the very corner here, Soren, what does it say? Edit mode is off. I want it on so I can edit because your role is not to edit. And you see here where it says Quiz Chapter 1, Introduction to Information Systems. I'm going to share with you rather than making available. I want you to see like behind the scenes, right? Like when they do a movie, you can see really what they're doing. They're using a green screen. You can see all the things that are available. So in this case, I want to do edit test options. You can see it says Quiz Chapter 1. Soren, you see where I'm going, Soren? It says show test description to students before they begin the test. Open test in new windows. I say yes. Test availability. Soren, what should I make it? Should I change it? What? No, I want you to see it. It is no, but I want to change it to yes. Do I want to make a new announcement? Yes. You're seeing like behind the scenes, right? Now, mostly in Soren, just so you know, in the test itself, I will give you only one chance. When you take the test, On March 3rd, you will only have one chance. But when you're doing these quizzes, I want it to be like practice sessions for you. All I care about is that you understand the material. So I'm going to give you 2 attempts. You will have, Soren, open book, open notes. You can use any Gen AI. You can use, in this case, you can use an avatar. You can use ChatGPT. You can use Gemini. I don't care. But you'll know, Soren, that if you took it once and you know you got a couple questions wrong, you can have what? It's open, so you can find the answers. So I assume, Soren, right, you're going to do better the second time than you did the first time. If not, we have an issue, right, Soren? So the last grade attempt will be put in your scores. I am not going to force you to complete. I'm not going to set a timer versus when we take the regular exam, there's going to be a time limit. I'm going to display it after 6:30 today, and I'm going to have it due on the 22nd before class. Do you see that, Soren? So anytime I give an assignment, it will always be before the class. So before we enter the class next Wednesday, the assignment is due. And I'm going to include it in the grade book. I'll give you feedback. And now I submit. When I submit now, right, Soren, do you see it on your end? Under quizzes? And let me click. Soren, are you there? Yeah, and it says this test can be saved and resumed later. This test allows multiple attempts. This test is due January 22nd at 6:35. And at this point, you'll begin and you'll begin. So I'm going to do it. You don't need to do it because you want to take it. And it goes through and tells me what point. So this one, and is an individual, provides capital start, whatever, and it's just multiple choice, right? No big shakes. But it kind of is preparation. Okay? And then I have the quiz, I have what's due. Sometimes we'll have assignment instructions. Right now we didn't have any assignments, but next week we'll have assignments. And then the other thing that's important to look at is PowerPoints and documentation. PowerPoints and documentation, this is from the book of the 10th edition. And notice in the 10th edition already, we have chapter 1, we have the PowerPoint, but we also have a PDF file. If you use Google Notebook LM, and it'll be interesting, those that are more eager, basically try to find out Google Notebook LM, and what you can do is feed in this chapter PDF, and Google will give you a study guide, which is really nice, and you can even have it create multiple choice questions for you. And this will be of interest as well. So that's the course. You got it, Catherine? I'm giving you more than the trailer. And you can decide whether you want to pay tickets to see that movie. But you're going to be interactive. But what I can assure you, this is some classes, some students, like you're passive. Sit there, the professor lectures, and then you just take some tests, and then we finish. So this is not it. You got it, Greta? So what's your impression, Greta? Yeah. Is this something you're interested in? And you can be honest. You say, hey, this is not for me. Okay. Yeah. Same. That's with me. You know what I mean? And it's so easy. It's not even being bored. It's so easy to be disengaged being on Zoom. I've been on many Zoom, and I'm going to make lunch and you know what I mean? I'm going to be distracted, take my phone and so forth. It's easy it's hard. And if you guys can come up with it, we're going to do a lot of breakout rooms. I'm trying to find, it's part of my research too, is how do you get people engaged? And also even, let's say you had a business, right, Greta? And you had people from around the world and then had people also in a physical room is how do you get these people together? And I think that's what Zoom is struggling with because they were really big in COVID, right? Everybody remembers Zoom in COVID, but after COVID is done, people are like zoomed out and they say, how can we make more products? So that's why they're kind of like doing this AIQ thing, kind of summarizing. They're trying to make it as, notice it's called Zoom Workplace now. They're trying to make many applications together to work with Zoom. And then it is a challenge. And then it's the idea of where does AI really fit? Where does it fit? A lot of times AI, have you ever found it, Greta, that it's not accurate? It hallucinates, right? But it says it with such authority that if you don't know the topic, you don't know whether it's right or wrong. So that's the idea of where does it fit? I think kind of like when you think about in therapy, in doing coaching, where maybe in strategy, figuring out what are our strategies, there may be not a right or wrong answer, that may help more. There's something called intelligent agents, chatbots, using our own data, and then when it gets stuck, reaching out to humans to help. So that's what the class is like. So if you want to join me on this journey, you're welcome. If you have other things to do, that's great too. This time slot is a little bit kind of in between, it's easy to say, oh, I wish I was eating, going out to dinner or something, or I have some other activities. I'll go out to work out at the gym or something. That's it. So, and Diego, are you there? And sometimes we don't even know. Sometimes you lose internet access, Wi-Fi, and guess what? Your name still appears. So we don't even know. Is Diego online? He's not online. Is he off doing something? Did he just, we don't know. And you see here Sam in the middle? I don't know what happened to Sam in the middle here either. Okay. So I'll see you. Everybody understand what the assignment is, right? Soren, what's the assignment? And the quizzes, right? Quizzes. So we want to make sure that what I suggest you do is get it done already for Wednesday. Not a big deal, right? It's not, get it done for Wednesday so then we can move on and then we can see that if somebody has by chance an issue, we can do that. And already next week, we're going to be in groups and I'm going to take another issue of Blackboard and give you teaching assistant rights. And you'll know Blackboard. So before we leave each time, Soren, remind me that we need to take attendance. Okay, so we, so before you leave, let's take attendance. And Greta, can you stay with me after class? Be so kind. Great. So I'm going to do attendance. I'm going to basically check in. I'm going to start checking. 5193. So everyone in this case, go ahead and for attendance, type in 5193. And after you type it in, you're welcome to leave. And those that are going to stay with me for the semester, I'll see you on Wednesday. Got the idea? Yeah. Right. Well, things happen. You know what I mean? So we're gonna just make traffic is horrible. So you're gonna know that traffic next Wednesday isn't gonna be any better than today. I know it. Anytime people are asking me always around this time to do speaking engagements, even downtown, I know that it can be a real hassle. So you got to figure out maybe even being somewhere else to be in the class rather than trying to rush with traffic. Because where are you coming from? From the class? From the UM? And trying to go home or what?
Well, I was there, but I went to a restaurant and I ordered there and it's supposed to take like 10 minutes.
Yeah, right, right. You just, you just, you know what it is? You have to be somewhere. I'm telling you, traffic is like that. You know, sometimes 3 blocks is like that. So all I can tell you, let me stop recording. Nobody needs to hear this stuff, right? Need to know, right? Remind me the next time, guys, when you're here, nobody needs to know our, traffic was whatever, right? Or even more personal things. So remind me anytime that I say after class we finish the attendance and things that I stop the recordings on it. Okay, so those are cases. So you just have to figure out that wherever you go before this class, you got to figure out, you have to almost scan around and say, is there a safe room or something, or a silent place where I have my laptop and I can get to it? Because before this class to get on anywhere in the road in Miami is torture, and especially at this time. I don't even know, 2 o'clock in the morning probably is not that good, but I don't want to be 2 o'clock in the morning and you have these idiots driving that are drunk too. So, okay. So just try to work it out. I'm just telling you now, you can't, the restaurants or something, you may not, you'll have to figure out something, Uber Eats or something. Okay, all right. Okay, I appreciate your concern. Okay, all right. Who's next? Colin, what is anything that we need to discuss, Colin? For what? It's ended. You're welcome. Nice to meet you too. Life has ended. Okay, so Greta, so what I'm looking for is I'd like you to be my teaching assistant in training for the semester. So what it'll take is basically kind of organize the class. You know what I mean? It looks like number one, what I like is that you've had some experience, with marketing, and marketing is like the first area that's going to be hot in using AI. I mean, now they're even using it. They're implementing where other areas are slow, like accounting is slow, maybe finance, marketing grabbed on, and even just for social media, right? How many times? Yeah, and it's also, it's types of things that doesn't need to be exact. Yeah, yes, idea and getting first draft out. I need to blog, I need to basically respond to emails, so many different things you're doing uh, with marketing is the first one. So what it will take is maybe what we can do is number one is that you saw there the email of Daniel in the course syllabus. Get in touch with him. Tell him that right away, even tonight, tell him that I've I've recommended that you be our one of our teaching in training for the this class, and then he'll put you on a our WhatsApp channel. And then what he'll do is he'll give he'll be, since he's the lead, he'll be giving you assignments and just maybe some of the assignments that they're trying out that you'll give them feedback on before anyone else. It's good that you kind of get the first one, and then you can give them feedback, say, hey, this is not clear, rather than something else.
So I would just be doing like the assignments a little bit earlier rather
Some
than
of them, yeah, you can, right. Some of them, or even giving him feedback, the instructions weren't clear, like you know what I'm saying? So you'll be giving them, so you'll try it out. And number two is that we're going to be doing, next week, we're going to be doing Blackboard. I'll make a new version of Blackboard where everyone in the class will be teaching assistants.
Okay.
And we'll be in groups, and then you can, once we break out in groups and things, you can help me, like, proctor the groups, go into the groups, give them feedback. We'll work it out together. And maybe what would be good is if there's another, students know other good students, or that are really, that you can reach out, see among our students, who do you think is really, sharp and really wants to learn, of who do you think wants, you want to work with. Because it's really good to have two teaching assistants in training, that they can help each other out of what's happening. And it's not as lonely, you know what I mean? And then you don't feel like you're by yourself. So you can reach out, even not even this week, next week, or the week after, and say, hey, I'd like to recruit this person. I think, this person can really complement me, or I'd like to work with that person. I know, but I know, once you start, you'll see them, of doing it. I don't know either, anyone in the class, right? So we're both in the same boat. Okay? Right? But they speak to you differently than they do to me. You know what I'm saying? And you can kind of check it out. So the next one is that you'll moderate the chat, and then we can definitely, I can even assign somebody else, randomly, and we can see how they work. Just like I picked you randomly, you know what I mean? We can pick other people randomly and see, and you see other people that aren't. Okay, great. And as Daniel said, he loved it because he put it already on his resume. You can be ready, put it in as teaching assistant, and then the next semester. What year are you? Okay, so even in that case, the next semester, if you like it, we can promote you to a paid teaching assistant role. And that's what, yeah. Yeah, no, I take whatever. Yeah, you can even do it, I mean, but do it tomorrow. It's good that he can kind of keep you in mind, because he's trying to do some new assignments, so it's good that he already knows it. Okay, perfect. All right. Thank you so much, too. Nice to meet you. We'll see you. Bye-bye. Ciao.